Well, hello YouTube, it's your girl Zhane coming at you with another video, and as you can tell by the title, this video is going to be all about BDK and the house of BDK's new release, Velvet Tonka. So, if you guys are interested in seeing my thoughts, projections, sillage, the scent profile, all that good stuff, then go ahead and just keep on watching. Alright y'all, so first things first, stop what you're doing, stop, and leave me your scent of the day down below. I would love to know what you guys are wearing today or tonight whenever you're watching this video. Also, if you are new to my channel, hello again, my name is Zhane, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for clicking back onto another video. I truly appreciate you guys' support, and I do see all the love that you guys are showing me. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you have not, and give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more videos from moi. And let's hop into the video because I'm so excited to share with you guys my thoughts and opinions on this fragrance. Alright y'all, so I have my glass of wine here. Get your beverage of choice. Tonight I am drinking a Malbec from Argentina. It's similar to Pinot Noir, but if you don't drink wine, get whatever beverage of choice that you like. Tea, water, juice, whatever. And we're gonna hop into this fragrance review. So the price of this fragrance is $205 US. I paid for this with my own money. This fragrance was not sent to me. This video is not sponsored. But BDK, y'all can call me or email me if y'all want to. But I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you guys quickly, very quickly about shipping because I am so impressed. I have not had such great shipping experience with the company that's overseas. Ever in my experience of ordering fragrances, and I've been ordering fragrances overseas for the past 2 years now, and this was the quickest service that I've ever experienced. I ordered this fragrance on the 10th, I believe, and it shipped on the 11th of June, and the fragrance got to my house on the 17th of June. That took 6 days for this fragrance to go from France to the United States to the south of the United States. So I am very impressed with the shipping, and I love the personalized card that I got. It was very sweet. I believe everyone gets a personalized card about this launch, and it's beautiful. I love the detail. I love feeling like it's a smaller business because they have blown up over the last year. So I am very happy that they are still doing those personalized things to make you feel very connected to the brand. So BDK, kudos to you for that. Here is the beautiful fragrance. This is Velvet Tonka. I love BDK's presentation because they have their name embroidered in gold. All of the font is in gold in this package, and it is this beautiful raspberry burgundy, slightly purplish reddish color. It has all the notes on the front of the box in French. However, they do have the fragrance notes listed on their website in English, so if you're not French speaking, then you can see it in English. But I absolutely love how BDK packages their fragrances. They also have on the side Velvet Tonka, and then it has the definition in French as well. But one thing that I enjoy about the house of BDK is that each one of their fragrances is like a story. So I really love how descriptive and eloquently spoken that these descriptions are. With the fragrances like Soir and Rouge Smoking, those have more stories behind them, like fictional stories. So this fragrance doesn't necessarily have a story connected to it, but it does have a nice description. So as I showed you before, the fragrance just slides out of the package like so, and I absolutely love it, you guys. This bottle is stunning, and there's a train going by. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, that's how we do it over here. But this bottle is so beautiful. I love BDK's bottle. I love their packaging. This scent in particular, its bottom part looks like Tubereuse Imperiale, which I own and I love. I also own Soir, love. But the cap is a little bit different from Tubereuse Imperiale. Tubereuse Imperiale has more of like a matte finish on the cap, and this one is completely shiny. It's very reflective, and it's so beautiful. I think it complements the bottle so well. I love how each one of BDK's bottles are the exact same design. They just have a different colorway, and I think that that's very unique, but it also shows that the brand is keeping everything together, because you know some brands have completely different bottle shapes and types. This house just has the same bottle, different colorways. Love that. And I love how chic but elegant but edgy these bottles are. Love it. And these caps are very heavily weighted. This glass on the bottle is heavily weighted, and listen to this. Love that. Love that. And you can hold this by its cap. I'm not saying live life on the edge, but I have a toddler and sometimes she gets into my stuff, and to know that she can hold it like this and it won't fall apart like some other fragrances do makes me feel a little bit better. But she won't be playing with my BDKs or any of my other more expensive fragrances, you better believe that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the scent profile, because I'm so excited to tell you guys how this fragrance smells, how it wears. Oh, I can't wait to tell you guys. So I'm gonna read the notes off from the official BDK website. It says the top notes are orange blossom and almond. The heart notes are rose absolute and tobacco absolute from the Balkans. I'm American, you guys. We mess up everything, okay? And the base notes are Tonka absolute. We have vanilla absolute from Madagascar, amorous wood essence, and amber woods. But it also said in the description that there is ambroxan in here as well, and that's the only extra note I feel like was mentioned in here. I have been wearing this all day. I actually received this in the mail. Technically it was yesterday, but I'm just gonna say today because I haven't been asleep. Thank goodness that this package came early because I did not spray anything, and this was my scent of the day and this is my scent of the night. So I applied this after this came in the mail this morning, and then I applied it after I took a shower in the evening. So I have an idea of how it wears freshly, and then I have an idea of how it wears like if you didn't take a shower earlier that day. I typically shower once a day, and that's typically at night, so it kind of gave me an idea of how performance would be. I'm going to spray a fresh spray on my hand, and the atomizer is the exact same like all of the other atomizers. So beautiful. It's a pressurized atomizer, so you can spray as much or as little as you want. I like a full spray, so I go all the way down with it. You can do half sprays or a little bit less. In the opening, you get a blast of that almond. It smells nutty, it smells beautiful, it smells kind of cherry-like, very warm, slightly sweet. Now I don't get any of that orange blossom at all, and typically when I smell orange blossom in a fragrance, it is like a sweet floral with a slightly citrus background. It's more of a sweet white floral, and it's very distinctive, but I don't really get it in the opening or in this fragrance whatsoever. And then it says in the heart, it has rose absolute and the tobacco. Now, I can definitely say I get the rose. I definitely get the rose. But the rose is not like a fresh rose. It's not a green rose. It's a very beautiful, bloomed, like rose petal, like it says in the description. I don't really get much of the stem or any of the green elements or any bitter elements from this scent. And it's not a powdery rose either. Now, I do get a bit of powderiness, but that's definitely from that tonka bean, and tonka beans are very sweet and warm and decadent and powdery. And I say that the tonka bean is pretty much the star of the show when it comes to the scent overall, until it gets deep into the dry down, and we'll get to that part. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this bottle down because I'm kind of tired of holding it. So in the mid, you definitely get that rose. I don't really get much tobacco, but I get a slight depth, and I want to say a little bit of like a smokiness. I really enjoy tobacco and fragrances, and to me, tobacco can be very dry and very bold, or it can be more of like a sweet, wet pipe tobacco, or it can even be on the green side. It just depends on how the perfumer perceives it. And I think in this fragrance, this scent is a little bit more just like warm and cozy. I don't want to say smoky, because when some people say smokiness, I automatically think of like By the Fireplace by Martin Margiela. That is more smoky in my opinion, or Lune Feline, like that's kind of smoky from Atelier des Ors. And this scent, it's not really smoky, but it has like this depth to it in the mid, and I think that tobacco is contributing to that depth. But for me, and for most fragrances, the beauty happens in the dry down, and I definitely get that vanilla. The vanilla is very sweet, but it's not overly sweet. Like this scent is a gourmand, but it's not overly gourmand. And I definitely get that amorous wood. For me, amorous kind of smells like a sweeter cedar, and I think maybe the sweetness might be coming from the vanilla as well. But deep in that dry down, I get a very heavy cedar note. If you do not like woody notes, if you don't like slightly earthy notes, not like a patchouli earthy, but more of a woody earthy, you won't like the dry down of this scent. But it's beautiful. I love it. I don't really get much amber or benzoin. To me, sometimes benzoin can smell kind of like vanilla, but sometimes benzoin has a vintage type of personality and fragrance, and benzoin can kind of be kind of medicinal sometimes, but in this scent it's not like that whatsoever. I really love the dry down. That's actually my favorite part. I feel like the dry down makes this scent more unisex. I think it's perfectly unisex. If you are a gentleman and you're watching my video and you like fragrances like Fève Délicieuse, if you love gourmands, then I think that you would really enjoy this scent. I think that anyone can wear it. I think anyone can wear anything anyways, but with this fragrance in particular, I definitely feel like a man or a woman can wear it. Now, what I will say is that opening, the first 10 to 30 seconds, I do not like. It's very powdery, and I kind of don't like the way that this scent smells from the cap, because that's not the true way it smells on the skin in my opinion. But oh, it's nice, you guys. I like it. I think that this is going to be amazing for the summertime. I'm so happy that this was released now, because I can definitely see myself wearing this day or night. I wore this all throughout the day. I ran errands, and I got a compliment from someone, which was very surprising, because the mask mandate where I live has been lifted. So there are people who are wearing masks and there are people who aren't. So that told me that the sillage on this fragrance is definitely there, and the projection, in my opinion, is about moderate. But I also am a heavy sprayer, and I did spray this like I typically do, like I did in my spray routine, and I'll leave that up in the eye in the sky if you guys want to see my spray routine and how much I spray, because I do spray very generously. This is more of a gourmand scent, and that's what attracted me to this fragrance in the first place. I blind bought this. I did not know what this was going to smell like. This was a surprise, and this did not disappoint me whatsoever. So the House of BDK, you guys hit this out of the park. It's absolutely stunning, and you guys read my mind, because I tried Rouge Smoking, and to me that wasn't gourmand enough, and this kind of satisfies my sweet tooth just a little bit. It satisfies my gourmand nutty craving that I've had, and it's beautiful. So now I'm going to talk to you guys about fragrances I think are comparable but not dupes or similar enough to where you don't need both if you do own one that I'm going to mention, and I'm gonna just blast through them because this isn't a comparison video, this is a review. So when I first wore this morning and throughout the afternoon, I wore this for about 10 hours before I took a shower and reapplied it, and it was still going strong, so longevity was amazing. And what this fragrance reminded me of truly initially was Lost Cherry. That's the first thing I thought about. It has that almond in there that's very cherry-esque, and it also had that vanilla. Now, the difference between that one and this one is that this one is a little bit more woody in the dry down, and the performance on this is a lot better. It projects more, the sillage is bigger, and this lasts a lot longer. So that was my initial impression. Like, okay, first impression was like, okay, this is powdery, right? Blast of powder, and it's the first 10 to 30 seconds. And then I'm like, okay, this is reminding me of Lost Cherry. And then I started thinking, and I'm like, okay, this is starting to remind me of Fève Délicieuse by Dior. And I'm like, okay, so this is kind of like Lost Cherry and Fève Délicieuse had a baby. But it still didn't take me there, because the base of this fragrance is very woody, but it has that richness and that sweetness from that vanilla. So I'm like, okay, what does the base smell like to me? And the best way I can describe the base is like kind of like how Delina dries down from Parfums de Marly, and that has a heavy vetiver and woody base. And so that's what it came to me. I'm like, okay, this fragrance smells like it has heavy cedar in it, and I think that Delina has that vetiver with those woodsy notes, and I'm almost certain there's cedar in the base of that fragrance as well, and that's what it reminds me of. So I would say if you enjoy fragrances like Fève Délicieuse, if you enjoy Lost Cherry, and even if you enjoy Italica by Xerjoff, that is a little bit more like tonic. That's a little bit more on the gourmand and the decadent side. This to me is more of like a velvety, fluffy gourmand, but it still has that depth from that amorous, and it also has that tobacco, so it has some depth to it. It has some substance, you know what I'm saying? If you are new to the House of BDK, I can tell you that they don't have a lot of like powerhouse scents. They don't have a lot of heavy hitter scents. Their scents are very well blended and they're very well constructed, but they are more on the moderate side. They're more modest. Some of them are a little bit more delicate than that. Some are a little bit more intimate, but it just depends on your scent profile, what you enjoy, what you expect out of fragrances. And I think that this fragrance definitely met my expectations, especially with the notes that were listed. So I don't feel like this is overly gourmand, but I do think it's gourmand enough. And yeah, that is Velvet Tonka. So I hope you all enjoyed today's review. I tried my best to give you guys details and be as thorough as possible. Again, I ordered this off the BDK's website directly, so I will link that website down below. So if you are new to my channel, I quiz you guys after all of my videos just to see who's been rocking with me or whatnot. And today I want you guys to leave me the French flag, because BDK is based in France. Like, come on, just leave me the French flag just to let me know that you guys made it until the end. And I appreciate you guys so much for rocking with me. I truly do. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.